Oh, hey, so today we're gonna be doing a hero review of Vexana. So we're gonna go through a few factors such as her mobility, sustain, blah blah. I mean, you see it afterwards. And then we're gonna put a rating on this hero at the end to determine like where she actually sits in the meta. I will try my best to explain every rating through every of my point. And to help you understand the ratings of these heroes, you can look through this table here. So if the hero is really good, we put him or her in tier S. And if it's really bad, we'll put him or her in tier C. So the first hero that I've picked to do a review is Vexana. Since she got a recent buff, they actually revamped few of her skills, especially her ultimate is now changed. And I see a lot of people using Vexana, so I thought why not lah, let's do a Vexana review. Also, before I start, I'm gonna say sorry first if I say la a lot of times. So the first point that I'm gonna tackle is her mobility. So obviously, just looking through Vexana's skills, she doesn't have any mobility skills at all. You can make the argument that you can just use flicker or sprint on this hero, but it is not included. Yeah, Vexana's mobility is very bad. She don't even run, she just walks. This just makes her like a very easy target, especially to assassins or any hero that can dive on you. So if I was to rate Vexana on her mobility wise, I give her a 2 out of 10. So the next thing we're gonna tackle is her sustainability. Now if we look through Vexana's build, she has to build burst damage, which means that this hero is actually very squishy. She can't really take damage, and since she has no mobility, you always have to keep a right distance from your enemy. So when it comes to sustain, I rate her a 3 out of 10. Okay, and the next thing we have to talk about is cooldown. So Vexana is a type of hero that heavily depends on her first skill to do her combo. But unfortunately, I just feel like her first skill has too long of a cooldown. Vexana also being a mage just doesn't make a lot of sense. And there are other heroes like her. For an example, someone like Vale. But Vale has mobility, he has movement speed, and his second skill has a short cooldown. So if I was to rate the CD of her skills, I have to give it a 5 out of 10. I cannot give it anything higher. And for our third point in this video, we're gonna be talking about Vexana's burst damage. And this is the one thing that I think Vexana is really good at. She can actually burst down squishy heroes such as marksmans or assassins. And although her combo does depend on her first skill, she does have burst potential. And so if we're gonna rate Vexana's burst damage, I'll probably give a 8 out of 10. And the only reason I don't give her a 10 out of 10 is because she does need some item to burst heroes. On to the next point, I'm gonna be focusing on how good is Vexana in team fights. Vexana's team fight potential is really good, and this is where Vexana is really good, when she can sit behind a team and dish out huge AoE burst damage. Just make sure that you know where to place yourself in team fights so you don't get aim. So if I was to give a rating on Vexana's team fight potential, I would say a 8 out of 10. Now here's another thing that I really like about Vexana is her farming. Thanks to her passive, she clears waves so fast, and this is really good since Vexana is a hero that really depends on her items. So if you're gonna rate her farming ability, I'll probably put it a 9 out of 10. It is actually that good. Now I know if you're a mage, you're not gonna sit the mid lane that long, but it really helps that you can clear waves that fast. Another thing we have to talk about is Vexana's pick off potential. So how good is she when it comes to picking off enemies that are offside or overextend? I would say pretty good since she has good CC and good burst. Now keep in mind that Vexana can't really burst tanky heroes, but it's good to have someone like Vexana when you're going to gank lanes since she has good pick off potential. So if you're gonna rate her pick off potential, I probably say a 8 out of 10. And that's not as good as other heroes since her skills are not locked on. But still, that's not so bad, right? Finally, we're gonna be talking about her scaling damage. So yes, Vexana scales properly, but how good is she when it comes to late game? I wouldn't say that she's so good that she wipes out your entire team, but yeah, good enough to burst squishy heroes and to be a real menace in team fights. So when it comes to Vexana's scaling damage, I'd probably say that she's also an 8 out of 10. She's not so bad. So overall, Vexana has a 63 to 64 rating. which means she is in the tier B category. But I'm not gonna lie, as bad as this hero is, she is really fun to play. She does huge damage, but it comes at a great cost. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll try to post more hero reviews in coming time. And if you've got any suggestion or requests, just leave it down in the comment below. And I'ma see you guys in the next video. Ciao.